Hey, welcome to Beautifully Unbalanced. Let's talk about something we don't talk about often enough, and that is adult friendships. I would say nowadays, adult friendships are a little weird. For me personally, I don't know if I was really taught how to be a good friend, and you probably can tell, and if you can't, I'm doing something right. But adult friendships are very weird. One day you're seeing people every day, and then all of a sudden it's just text, schedules, and a whole lot of distance. And for me, I only distance myself because I don't want to put the pressure that I'm going through onto other people, especially my friends, because my friends have their own lives and they have stuff that they're dealing with as well. And that's just me personally. So when I was a teen, in my late teens, I had the most friends. I was people pleasing. I wanted to be around my friends all the time. I wanted to talk to them every day. That was just my thing, right? And as I got older, I started being less like that, if that makes sense. Throughout my early 20s and mid 20s, I just wanted to be alone. I think for me, that was all about finding myself, understanding what I would tolerate, understanding what I won't tolerate, and just re-becoming who I am in order to gain better friends. And I'm not saying that the friends that I had before were bad or anything. We were all just trying to figure out who we were at the time, and we put up with a lot of different things from each other, and eventually we all drifted apart, and that's life. That happens. Did it hurt? Yes, but as I got older, I understood everybody's life path is different. Everybody is doing different things, and that's why we drifted apart. Ultimately, that's why we drifted apart. We weren't in college anymore, just being around each other every day, and things just drifted. Now, more so in my late 20s, and because I did all the things to figure myself out, I do want friendships now. I want to invite people into my world. I want to be in other people's worlds. I want to hang out with other people. I want to have genuine friendships. But for me, I want my friendships to turn into more so of sisterhoods or a sisterhood. And it's a lot of things that I do want and a lot of things that I'm still learning that comes with that. Honestly, I thought friendships that I had would always stay the same. And I came to the conclusion that they do not. People evolve, people grow. People have kids, people get married, people start businesses, people just go through life. But in my mind, as the type of person I am and the type of friend I am, I want us to evolve together. I want us to go through life together, because friendships are relationships. So just because they don't stay the same, they're supposed to evolve, and the people that are in said friendship is supposed to evolve too. You're not supposed to be the only one evolving or growing in your friendship. And once again, I'm going to point back to it. Life changes. Everybody changes careers. People have kids. People make moves. People grow. People are burnt out. And for me, I want to be the type of friend that can evolve and grow with you through all your different phases. And that's why I think friendship is very important. And I think having people in your corner and being around you who understands you as well, just as much as you understand yourself, is really a good thing. And it is okay to outgrow your old friends. That's just something that happens. That's a part of life. You outgrow people. And it's not always a bad thing, because sometimes people are still stuck in their ways. Other times people are moving at a faster pace, and even other times after that, people are moving at slower paces. So sometimes certain people may outgrow each other, and it shouldn't be anything wrong with that. And for me, I was the type of person who thought something was wrong with that. I was the type of person who wanted to do or be in the same or on the same path as my friends, and my path is definitely different than my friends. And that's a part of us growing apart. Did I want us to grow apart? No. But in my head, I figured maybe I would eventually meet other people who I could grow with and evolve with into friendship. And I just have a different outlook on friendship now. I have a different mindset on friendship now. And I'll definitely give y'all a little bit more on that as we go further along in this episode. So, there's also a major guilt that comes with outgrowing your friend. And when I say it hurts really bad, because for me, I did have a best friend from college, but I also had another best friend from elementary school. And me and her are still pretty close. We're just on different paths. My friend from college, we completely grew apart. I didn't understand what was happening. And partially, it might have been on me. I'm not too sure as I'm looking back. I wasn't the best friend. But that comes with growth. That comes with unlearning behaviors. And that just comes with growing up. And understanding that different friends need different things. And you and your friend have to be open about what you want out of your friendship. Now, it's definitely hard when you no longer align with someone that you thought you would be friends with for 10 plus years or more. And I feel like with women, we're so emotional, we carry so much, we do so much, that I know for me, I was putting that on my friends, and that's not fair. I needed to sit with myself, understand my triggers, understand what I did and didn't like. And now that I've done that, I don't feel guilty for me outgrowing them or them outgrowing me. Now for me, I'm the type of person that checks in on my friends a lot. I'm not doing it to be nosy. I'm not doing it to annoy you. I'm doing it because I care. And for me, that's just how I move and how I care about people. I am going to check on you to make sure you're good. But that's a part of who I am, and I want the same thing. And sometimes not everybody is like that, and that's okay. I had to learn that not speaking to my friends all the time is okay as well. It doesn't mean that we aren't good friends. It doesn't mean that we are not in the best friendship capacity. It just means some people are okay with talking to you every day and other people are not. And I had to come to understanding that. And that's what I've also learned about friendships. Now, the next thing I would like to talk about is, why is it so hard to make friends as an adult? And I feel like it's because we have learned ourselves so much and we have been hurt so much that it makes it a little bit harder. Now, that's just for me. I don't know if that's for you. If it is for you, make sure you comment and let me know. But that's just personally for me. That's why it makes it so hard for me. For me, it's not necessarily a lack of time, because you make time for the people that you want to be around and the people that you want to be your friends. Another thing with me is trust issues. When I was younger, I wasn't in the best capacity, and it was always some drama or always something going on within my friendship group that made me have trust issues personally. And then I know a lot of other people may have social anxiety, so they don't even know how to do certain things in order to gain friendships. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how we are as people. But to make it less harder, or to make it not hard at all, I really think that people should really dive into who they are, first and foremost, what they like to do, their values, their goals. And that's where you start in order to find people similar to you who you want to be your friends. You can find people through shared hobbies. You can find people through safe online spaces. And really, it goes back to understanding who you are as a person, understanding what you will and will not tolerate, your hobby, your career. It all comes back to this, because you have to show up as your real self in order to gain real friends. Now, something else that I had to learn and I had to understand is just because people are low maintenance, it doesn't mean that they value the friendship that you have with them any less. For me, I used to be a very high maintenance friend, and I low key still am, but I do need time to myself to recharge. I need time to myself to understand if I overreact. I need time to myself to just understand me after I'm done hanging out with people, to make sure I'm not the problem. Because I never want to be an issue or a problem for my friends. I want us to be able to talk to each other. I want us to be able to hang out often. I want all of that in adulthood. And like I said, I understand adulthood is busy. Everybody has lives. Everybody has careers, businesses, kids, all of that. But it goes back to making time for what and who you want to make time for. That is why I do text messages, checking in, letting my friends know to have a good week, or letting them know I hope to have a good week. For me, I try not to be a nosy friend, but I want my friends to be comfortable enough to come to me and talk to me about things. I don't want you to feel like you can't talk to me about stuff. I don't want you to feel like I'm judgmental. And mind you, I used to be very hypercritical of who I wanted to be around, who I wanted my friends to be, because I am an energy absorber. I absorb all types of stuff. And I'm a sponge. That's just who I am. So that's why I need that time to recharge and get a better understanding of who I am after I hang out with somebody. And you don't understand how powerful it is to just let people know that you care and you're checking on them and you want to hang out with them. That is very powerful. I understand people don't really want to be around people when they're going through things. I'm that type of person, but growing up and becoming an adult, I'm starting to understand that I do want to be around people when I'm going through things. It's just I want to be around people in a different capacity when I'm going through things. I don't want to have to figure you out. I don't want to have to overanalyze the things that you say to me. I don't want any of that. Anytime I'm hanging out with somebody, I always want it to be a good time, because my motto is life is hard enough and your relationship shouldn't be just as hard. You shouldn't be able to let loose. You should be able to be free. You should be able to have fun in any relationship that you are in, friendships included. And now let's talk about how you probably need to heal from some friendship breakups. And that is why you are not as open to new friendships, because you're grieving the old friendship. And I understand. Friendship breakups hurt a lot because, like I said before, it's people that you have come into contact with that you really thought that you would be friends for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years plus. Your kids will be hanging out. Y'all would be doing couple things with your significant others, all of that stuff. And it hurts when you drift apart, or you and the other person who you're in a friendship with are no longer in tune with each other anymore, and you have to go your separate ways. It is okay to grieve that connection. It is okay to understand that you guys just weren't meant to have that long of a relationship or that long of a friendship. And you just have to give yourself permission to grieve the connection before you move on to another connection. And I say that because you will take your grief with you to your next friendship. You would take all of the things that happened in your previous friendship to your next friendship, and you don't want to do that. You want an open connection. You want to get to know your new friend. You want to be able to just be open with them without any outside energy affecting your new friendship. Now, I want you to understand that you deserve friends who make room for your growth and your evolution. If they cannot make room for your growth and evolution, then you guys may not be as aligned as you thought you were. And understand that you don't need a big group of friends. You just need friends that are aligned with the person that you are. Which goes back to me saying you need to learn yourself. You need to understand the things that you do and don't like. You need to understand who you are as a person so you can understand who you are more aligned with. So that concludes this episode, Friendships in Adulthood and How They Evolve. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you comment, make sure you share with someone else, and make sure you also subscribe. I put my episodes on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, so they're everywhere for you to listen. So just give me a listen and let me know if this helped at all. Thank you for coming to Beautifully Unbalanced. Again, I'm your host, Destiny.